Yeah, I had a name once. Hi, and welcome to the I Give Your Girl Different Strokes Until She Gives Me Different Folks podcast. We might have to bleep that one.
Interesting. That one, that'll come into play perhaps next week.
Maybe.
Hey.
Maybe. I don't know. We might have to bleep that. But anyways, how are you guys doing? I hope everything's going well for everyone and everybody's doing good.
Yeah, tell us how your week's been in the comment section right after you hit the subscribe button.
Whoa. Dude,
Out
that
there,
was
at
early.
the forefront. Didn't even wait. We're just ambushing them.
Yeah, that was good.
Speaking of ambushes, let's talk about the Serengeti.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Proceed.
It just seems like a fun segue.
You want to go? We could cut to like an infomercial or like a little Nat Geo. I'll find some like stock footage.
Yeah, a gazelle getting eaten type beat.
Yeah. Dude, well, shout out. I feel like my spirit animal's a gazelle.
Do you?
Yeah. I always say this. I know you've heard me say this. Yeah. I definitely feel like a prey animal.
Yeah. I've seen animals react to you as if you were a prey animal.
Dude, one time I went to this reptile house with my buddy. Now, I don't know if this is like allowed, but when we went, there was just a kimono dragon that was just free wandering.
You might have to have a license for that.
Well, the place got shut down shortly after, and I don't know if that's related, but anyways, he was hissing at me, and I got really, really scared. And
I'd be scared if a Komodo dragon. That's the closest living relative to dragons.
Dude, ever since then, I'm like, okay, I'm definitely like a prey animal.
That's crazy, dude. I think if a Komodo dragon hissed at me, I'd probably piss myself.
Dude, I was really scared, and he kind of cornered me too a little bit. And so I like stepped behind my friend.
Munch on you?
It was Sebi. You know it was Sebi. He didn't want any.
Sebi looks more delicious.
Yeah, I
plumper.
Yeah, I hid behind Sebi. No, yeah. And ever since then, I've been a little wary. Yeah.
Around all animals, or just those of the reptilian sort?
No, variety? I think all animals. I think some animals really like me. For me, in my life experience, it's been one or the other. Either animals have just hated me randomly, or they've loved me. And that's pretty much how it's been.
What's your favorite animal?
Dude, that's a good question. I don't know. I feel like my favorite animal has changed a lot as I get older. Like, when I was a kid, I used to think that hedgehogs were, like, the cutest thing ever, and I loved hedgehogs.
Yeah.
Like, loved them.
They'd be coming all over themselves, man.
And also, they just, like, crap everywhere.
Yeah.
They're
They're cute when you don't know things about them.
Yeah.
It's like
they're probably just not meant to be domesticated.
Yeah.
Like, we don't work well, but I think now maybe I would
like the blue ones.
Yeah. Although, wouldn't you say you like the red ones? Because isn't Knuckles your favorite?
Yeah, but isn't he not a hedgehog?
Yeah, he's an echidna.
Yeah.
That's right.
I like that one, too. I like armadillos.
Anyhow, but I think now I'd probably say my favorite animal is like a cat or a dog.
Oh, just like a very stock
Yeah,
if
I know.
You could domesticate. If you could have any animal in the world domesticated, right, and it wasn't like harmful to them or to you or to Murphy, right?
Okay. Shout out Murphy.
Yeah. What animal would you bring into the house?
I don't know. Do you have one off rip that you just know?
I don't even know if
maybe a humpback whale.
That would be sick. Dude, that's the biggest aquarium. Your whole house is just filled with water.
Yeah, the basement.
Fish hooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That it would even fit in your basement.
No.
Like, they're fucking huge. Yeah. I don't know what my favorite animal is. I do know I love all animals. Let's put that out there. And there's just that's like another question where it's like, when I'm a kid, I give the stock answer of like monkey.
Dude,
like,
monkeys freak me out. I don't trust monkeys. You know what a monkey would do to me? He would I would see his shadow with like a knife over his head, and he'd like be threatening to stab me.
When you turn around, he's eating a banana.
Yeah, and then I would like try to convince Brianna that he's like trying to kill me, and she would
like,
side with him.
What animal is that?
Like, what do you? Yeah, she'd be like, "This small man is very nice." What do you mean?
Yeah, I like I like tigers. They're
tigers would be cool.
Tigers, a lot of endangered tigers. Go out there and support your local conservatory. Would that be the word for it?
Yeah, I think so.
Conservation efforts.
Yeah,
donate to conservation efforts. I think if I could domesticate any animal and have it in the crib with me, we might be going elephant.
Really? Elephants are really nice.
Dude, they're smart.
Yeah. Elephants would be cool. You know what came to mind, but I didn't say it because this is like a...
Hyena.
No.
He would laugh at you.
Yeah, he'd point and laugh, make fun of me. No, I was thinking like it would be cool to have like a pet raven or a crow, but I know people already do that because I think it's so interesting how smart they are. Have you ever seen when they do like little puzzles or like mazes for them?
Yeah, dude, they're so smart. Or like when like they do water displacement stuff. Like they can't reach the water and they put. I mean, I know human beings I went to high school with who wouldn't like think about that.
Off the top, I think.
I think he was in the reptile house with you, but dude, yeah, birds are super sick.
Yeah, it would be really cool to have one, and I would want them to just like go get me trinkets.
Yeah, I just always feel it's like I don't know people who like just keep the bird in the house. I'm like,
I know
the bird could fly anywhere in the world if he wanted to, and we got him in the house.
Yeah,
it's like fish. Imagine getting taken out of the ocean.
I know
the whole ocean.
But like when you do freshwater fish, they go from like a pond, to which
but
is still small.
Then, it's still so small, dude. I think like the only way for me to like be comfortable like having an aquarium would be if like my entire basement was the aquarium. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd have to be really big, like the size of a pond. Because I would just feel bad seeing bro in like a box. Like imagine you lived your whole life in a box that like rarely ever gets clean.
Yeah,
you know.
But then you got to think like, do fish care? I think that's the argument for it. Like, if they're...
Shouldn't you care whether the fish care or not, though?
Yeah, but do you think they do? I don't think the fish care. Like, I'm pretty sure that if the fish live there, and they're like, hey, I'm healthy. Let's say you've got a nice... Let's say you've got a nice aquarium.
Sentience to care.
That's true. And you also have some ladyfish. So, you know...
I really like the ladyfish.
Yeah.
They're really cool. Like the one from Shock Tales.
Yeah,
I really like her.
I just realized I didn't even mention why I said the intro.
Oh yeah, why did you say that?
Later, we're just gonna do a taste test. So we're gonna see like the difference between like Pepsi and Coke, and then we did
Sprite and Starry.
Sierra Mist. I mean,
Sierra Mist.
That's like calling Twitter X.
Yeah,
you know.
Terrible
rebrand.
Something about Starry is just not for me. We don't want a sponsor from you guys. I'll tell you that.
I do. I'll take it.
I think it'd be cool to have like I'd like to be friends with an octopus.
Yeah, that would be cool.
They're crazy smart.
Bro, my grandma used to tell a story all the time about one time they were fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they went on like a fishing trip, so they were in the ocean, I think. Mm-hmm. And anyway, she reeled in an octopus. And it like climbed onto the... Like when she was reeling it in, she just saw like a tentacle come over and like literally climb in to the thing.
They're super smart. Yeah. And I mean, they're they're like crazy smart. They're cool. Bro, they're just sick.
Yeah.
They got the Cthulhu thing going on for them.
Yeah.
You know?
Why do you think that they chose that for Cthulhu? Because he's technically supposed to be, like, unperceivable. Yeah. Like, he's so...
My guess is that the ocean is probably terrifying.
That's true, and there's, like, not a lot known about it.
Yeah, and to the general fear. So they said, here's, like, you got the rumors of the giant squid. You don't really know it lives down at the bottom of the deep.
Yeah, that's true.
You think of something imperceptible. It's like, this is the closest thing we have of knowing what something looks like in like a place that's actually on Earth that like we can't perceive because nothing we have can go down that deep,
that's true.
It would be like I would love to have that superpower to like just be able to breathe underwater and like be immune to like
the pressure
changes. Dude, I'd be going straight down immediately. I'd be pencil diving into the Atlantic Ocean. I'd be so down and immune to like temperature. Dude, that would be so sick.
Yeah.
To be able to see what's down there.
That's like my own personal like hell. Like, yeah.
It's like he's sweating right now, actually. Upper lip sweat. Shout out Joe from Impractical Jokers.
Yeah. I knew you were going to say that. Both, like, that's why I could never do anything like submarine, and I probably couldn't do a cruise.
I don't like the idea of... It's like... I just don't like the idea of
I don't know why.
Trapped on a ship with, like, a bunch of other people, and, like... It does not make... I mean, like, I know scientifically how boats stay afloat, but, like...
Yeah.
It's like...
But, like...
A boat that big...
What really is buoyancy? Yeah. Let's think about it.
Willie, this boat is so big. How is it floating better than I do?
No, I get that. Obviously, I'm kind of not cool. Me and Brianna have both decided we're just going to skip out on any cruises. She, like, really loves the Titanic.
Yeah,
and she's like she knows a lot about like not like the movie but like the event.
Mm-hmm.
So
she'd be having nightmares about it.
She actually has before, yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's we were just talking about nightmares.
We were,
a
yeah.
second ago. And it's like it's
We have this would be interesting thing to talk about because we have similar viewpoints on it.
yeah, it's like so personally for me, I do dream a lot and they're pretty vivid. I was talking about the Optimus Prime one the other day.
Yeah.
But I have like a couple like recurring nightmares, but when I say recurring, it's like I mean, we're talking like years of gaps in between them, but like I know that it's the same nightmares, but they're not even like ones that you could like describe in like a fluid manner, you know, or like a lucid way. But like when I do realize that I'm having a nightmare, it's like I try to like relish in it, you know, like I'm like, wow, I don't really get this experience that often. Like,
so you're in it for the it's a haunted house for you.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, like because it's like it's one of those things where like while I'm having the nightmare, I realize I'm having the nightmare, so I'm just like, I'm not like a lucid dreamer. I can't like I don't really think I have like if I tried to control where my dream was going, what would happen is I'd end up half awake and I would just be repeating the same scene over and over and over, trying to get us go any further, but it never would. So once I realize I'm having a nightmare, I just like make the conscious choice not to wake up from it until it like reaches some sort of climax where like I have to like I've woken up and like before, but like it's not like something that happens often. And I'm like happy when that happens. Like I'm like I really hope that when I go back to sleep, this dream continues. You know?
I also like having nightmares because I like trying to like depart. I always try to do this, but I like trying to like find meaning in my dreams.
Okay.
And I feel as though
analysis type piece.
Yeah. Whether or not that's true, like I think some people doubt that there's actually meaning in it, but I think there's something to it. And I like trying to find meaning in it. And I always think that nightmares tend to be the most informative.
What does it mean if my ex-girlfriend killed me in my doing?
Oh wait, that's my reality. Yeah. No, but I actually have a reoccurring dream, which is actually a little topical because it always happens in November. Which our birthdays are very close together. Like literally, his was yesterday. Wait, no, 2 days ago. Wait, is today the 12th? Yeah, 2 days ago.
So
and then
9 days ago when this gets aired, or well,
it's gonna be a while.
Yeah,
as of recording,
like 2 weeks before. Yeah, before this airs.
And then his is the 10th and mine's the 13th. So they're very close together. But in November, I always have this strange routine, and somewhere along the lines, I derived this dream that I get recurring, and I've told you about this before, of it. Every November, I do two things. I listen to a specific album, and I read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein's Monster. It's Census Fail. I guess it's not technically an album, but I listen to like all of Census Fail around November for whatever reason. And anyways, I always have this dream about me and I'm a privateer, so I'm on like this colonial type ship, right?
Oh yeah.
And
did you talk about this on the podcast?
I don't know, have I? I might have.
Did we talk about this?
Oh, because we talked about fears.
Yeah.
So this is a more in-depth analysis. But anyways, long story short, this guy pulls up with a bayonet, and he kills me. And multiple times. Like every November, I get this dream over and over. I think it's because I try to immerse myself in the feeling or the vibe that I got the first November that I did this. And so when I recreate it, yeah, it re-triggers it. But anyways, he kills me no matter what I do. I'm like, oh, I'll jump in the water. Yeah. Bro dives in after me. Oh, I'll try and shoot him. My gun jams. Goal is
to kill you.
Yeah, and with a bayonet specifically too.
Yeah, it was just crazy. When you said that one of your fears was bayonets when we did that episode, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Just really got the colonial feel going.
Yeah. No, I've got some. I know we both have kind of.
But I want to sort of pivot because we went from talking about animals to now we're talking about nightmares. And you said that you always listen to Census Fail around, like, this time of year.
I do.
And it is weird how we relate certain songs to certain times of year when, like, I listen to Census Fail year-round.
Yeah.
I can see how it fits in the vibe with November, maybe. But for me, it's like... But for me, specifically, what the hell is the band? Why can't I think?
That's what happened to me, too, when I was trying to think of Census Fail earlier.
Heavy Gloom.
Story So Far.
Their self-titled album, the one that Heavy Gloom is on and stuff. For me, that is like synonymous with like winter. Like I'm in my car, it's like -10 out.
Yeah.
I got the heat cranked, and I'm leaving my friend's house at 4 a.m. because like I don't know if it wasn't the first time that I had ever heard it, but there was just a period where whenever I hang out at my one buddy's house, I would always leave at like 4 a.m. and go drive to my girlfriend's because it's like, well, I'm already up. It's 5. And there's not really a point for me to go to sleep at this point. So I would get in my car and, for whatever reason, that album would always be on. So now every time I listen to it, I'm like, I get the feeling of it being like cold outside. And just that sort of vibe where you can see your own breath. And which leads me to another thing is my favorite Christmas song is actually All the Lights by Jay-Z.
Okay. Weirdly, it very similar. One of my favorite Christmas songs, and this isn't a Christmas song, is By the Story So Far.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Out of It is a Christmas song for me. Don't know why.
You know what?
I think it's like the instrumentals at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, this is a Christmas song
Out
for
of
me.
It is on the album with, it's like their not newest one, because they have the one coming out, but like the last one that came out a few years
it's the last
ago,
one that came out, yeah.
Okay, that's another one is like the winter that I like. I have always been into them, so I didn't like really get into them, I should say. But that winter was when that album came out. So I think it was just sort of a process of like, okay, I'm listening to the Story So Far's new music, and so like I'm already in the mood for it. Let me go turn on this other album. So for me, both of those things are like, they're very synonymous in ways that like the album that like Quicksand and like Rome and like all those ones are on. Like I love all those songs. They don't give me the vibe of like Christmas or winter or whatever. But that self-titled and the album that Out of It's on, both of them for me are like, dude, I like it when it's winter. I need to turn these on.
Yeah. I have a whole playlist of songs that are, it's literally, like the playlist is literally songs that give me Christmas vibes that aren't.
Christmas, yeah.
Like Naivety by...
What's the B-side?
I didn't remember.
I didn't remember. It kind of is a Christmas song.
Yeah. Right Where You Want Me to Be.
Yeah.
That's literally a Christmas song. But yeah, the Naivety, that song is, it just makes me think, it's the bells at the beginning.
I kind of see what you're saying. Another one of those for me is dude, I am blanking so bad right now. I send it all the time. It's it's a Handgun song.
Oh, okay.
Anywhere But Here.
Yeah, Anywhere But Here.
Or Anywhere But Home.
That one, I know what you're talking about.
It's one of those. That song for me is like, it gives me that same vibe of like being a Christmas song. Whereas, like, there's bands that, like, it seems like they make their music to fit into something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not Handguns. Dude, I'm just gonna... I don't understand. It's like, this is music that I listen to on a daily basis. And, like, I'm just blanking on, like, our favorite bands. Driveways, like, for Driveways, all of their music is, like... That's all Halloween music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're referencing, like, Halloween movies, and there's all of their album covers are sick, but they're all, like, Halloween vibes. Whereas, like, All of the Lights is, like, the most Christmas song to me. And, like, I
could see why.
There's a specific reason for it,
I think thematically.
Yes, for one. Also, too, a couple years ago, I went to New York during Christmas
Island
with my girl. And but the actual reason that it plays as a Christmas song to me, and it's like a very like potent like Christmas song for me, is when I was a kid, we used to go to my aunt and uncle's house, who we don't talk to anymore. I think they're actually both dead, but we don't talk to them anymore. We didn't talk to them even before they died, but we would go to their house for Christmas. And I remember one night we were driving, and it's like dark as hell out. This is back when winter was actually winter.
Yeah.
It was dark as hell outside, snowy, and I was just like staring out my window, and I'm driving over a bridge, and I see one of those signs that says "Bridge ices before road." And when I was a kid, I never understood what that meant. And now I know what it means.
Yeah.
It means the bridge will have ice before the road does. But I thought it meant that like right before you got on the bridge would be ice.
There would be ice.
Yeah. Like I took it very literally.
It's like a speed boost.
Yeah. But my head was like sitting on the window, so I got like that cold thing.
Sure.
And the song was playing while I'm like staring out at it snowing. And I'm not kidding you. This is like one of the most popular songs of like that Jay-Z's made. I could not figure out what the song was for like 10 to 11 years.
Really?
I had like a vague like memory of the lyrics.
Yeah.
But it was really just more of an aggressive vibe. And I knew that like, I didn't know it was Alicia Keys at the time, but like I knew that there was a girl who could sing really well. And I've listened to Alicia Keys songs in my life. but I could not figure out what the song was. So it took me from like the time I was like 7 to like the time I was like 16 or 17 to figure out what the song was. And when I finally figured out what it was and I hit play, it was like Nirvana. My third eye.
All the lights started playing.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like when I plugged Monument in for the first time.
Yeah. No, dude, I hate when you have media in your brain and you can't find it.
Yeah.
You
what
know,
we've been doing for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Bro.
You know, there's this movie that I can't find for the life of me. I've gone on like r/lost media, can't find it. I've searched like
that. By the way, r/lost media might be the greatest thing Reddit's ever given us.
Yeah, it's a really cool concept. There was a movie, and I know I've told you about this, but there's a movie that my dad played me. Like he showed me when I was sick one time. He was like, "Hey, you want to watch a movie?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." He was on our Xbox 360, and he like scrolled to like the movies tab, right? Mm-hmm. And so like I think it was like a movie that, like I don't know if it was like one that was like free that you could watch.
Yeah.
Because we definitely don't own any movies on it. Like we don't have any movies downloaded. But anyways, it's like an anime, and it's about this kid who's like basically on the run because he has a doppelganger that comes and just destroys any town that he's in. And he's been on the run his whole life until eventually he finds this place that he falls in love with. There's like a girl that he like falls for, and he's like, I'm about to stay for you. A girl. And then he also like finds this guy who's like an ex-guardsman who kind of has like a B-side story, but he teaches him how to like fight so he can stand and fight. And he's like really poor, so he buys a sword, and the sword is sheathed shut. Like he can't open it. And so the whole movie he's like fighting with this sheathed sword, and he eventually like makes a stand against a doppelganger. The doppelganger turns into a dragon. I know this is crazy, but he eventually unsheaths the sword, and I was like, well, that was the coolest thing I ever seen.
Yeah.
Like what? But and I've always had this movie in my brain about it, and I've just never seen it. I want to see it so badly that I've considered publishing it to get sued to find it.
Yeah. My thing is, you know that when you see it, it's not going to hold up.
Yeah, I know.
Like it'll be sick for us to watch, but it'll be like, this is just not
what I'm sure the plot's like different than what I remember and stuff.
I've had that happen before, and I can't think of anything off the top of your head, because that's one of those things where like when you start thinking about it, it'll plague you forever. It was like that with Chaotic for the longest time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, until I like figured out what it was. But there's a lot of stuff where it's just like tip of the tongue feeling is like my least favorite thing in the world.
I know, I hate that.
I despise it.
Nice. All right, welcome back, guys. Had a little bit of a break. The camera died.
Maybe we should have set this up first.
I was gonna do. I figured we could do it live.
Oh, okay.
So the next thing that we're gonna be doing, is we're gonna be seeing how refined our palates are. So, like I mentioned earlier,
with good old American soda.
With good old American pop, yeah, we've got and only two options, but we're doing some battles of the Titans here. We're doing some Coke versus Pepsi.
We're calling Starry a Titan.
And then we're doing Sierra Mist and Sprite. I'll have you know, my brother likes Sierra Mist more. And that gives it validity.
I just don't know if it's a Titan of the game, Do we have like a marker to write on the bottom of the cup? Like
they're clear cups, so we're just going to do it.
Okay.
A little insight into our creative process. This is how it's going to work. So I think what we can do, Brennan, is if you want, do you want to go first?
Here, why don't you go first? You were going to say, like, step out and then...
Yeah, I was just going to say... So,
okay.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
For the record, I'm not... Great catch.
All right.
We could cut this if you want.
All right, fellas. We're going to see if he has game. How his tongue is. We should have done ginger ale ones. That would have had me... I would have put that in a box, first and foremost. Whichever one tastes like shit, that was Schweppes. Okay. So my hands are sticky as hell right now from that pop incident. He did preface before this that he doesn't know, he doesn't think he'll be able to tell which is which. So I'm curious if he actually will be able to tell or not. I think I will, but I'm not sure. But there's like a specific reason I think I will. All right, Trev.
Alright. Okay. Yeah, I'm not confident in my abilities.
You mentioned that.
I'm gonna keep it real.
That you said pre-game that you don't think you got it like that.
I don't think I got it like that. But we'll see. We'll see. I do drink my fair share of pop, so we'll see.
Mine is mostly Mountain Dew, though.
Really? Mm-hmm. I think I consume all. Okay. I'm going to guess that's Pepsi, but I haven't tasted the other. Yeah. I'm pretty confident that I think I'm going to say this is Coke right here,
okay,
and this is Pepsi.
Okay.
I think I'm more likely to get Sprite versus Starry over Coke and Pepsi.
Okay. The thing is, you know, at Works we have a 50-50 shot.
That's very true.
We put Dr. Pepper in there just to mix it up.
Boy, that could be either.
It's almost like they're almost the same formula.
Okay, I'm going to say this is Starry.
Okay.
Or, I mean, this is Sprite and this is Starry.
Okay.
I think this is, like, less potent, and that's what's leading me to it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, he managed to go over 4.
Oh, no, really?
Sprite, Starry, Pepsi, Coke.
Really?
Now, I've never done any of these before, so I am, like, genuinely curious if I'll be able to get it. I was thinking we should one day just do a pickle one. Like, you just buy a bunch of
like
different
random stuff.
pickles,
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'll step out.
Yeah, I can just mix these up a little bit. Man, I thought I was gonna at least get the
Like
one of them.
Yeah.
The Sprite and Starry ended up being a little bit more just difficult than I thought, but
I'm curious what's gonna happen.
it's just me and you now. As it is most of the time. So let's see. Because I got my guesses wrong, I know which one is which. So, let's see. But wait a minute. Do I? No, I do. Because I thought this was... Okay. We'll move this here. And that there. And... Oh. Yeah, I thought it was going to be easier. And even the colors look the same. Yeah. Okay. Alright.
Now I'm, like, nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think that you can do it?
I think I can, but, you know, that could simply be overconfidence. Okay.
I just don't think I have a very refined palate. Like, knowing myself.
I'm already, however confident I was before, I'm already at a loss.
Already plummeted.
Okay. Purely, before I taste anything, I think that's Sprite and that's Starry. But, alright, maybe I will say this. I think my nose is better.
More accurate.
My nose would, like, be better at picking up which is which than mine. I smell a lot.
Ooh, but do the taste buds deceive you?
Let's see. Okay. Do I trust the nose or the taste? Because they're vastly telling me different things right now. Like, this smells potent.
Would you say you're more of
I think this is Starry and I think that's Sprite.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
Would you say you're more of a Coke or a Pepsi type of guy?
I don't like Pepsi. And if what normally happens when I drink Pepsi happens, I'll know Pepsi makes my teeth feel soft. That's why I think I'll be able to figure them out. But I don't know if it'll happen on such a small scale.
That's true. You're not drinking a lot.
Yeah.
So you guessed what?
I guess that this was Starry and that this was Sprite. So this was in the second slot. This was in the first slot.
I got it.
Okay. Okay. You gotta take some beefs in it.
Dude,
to get these.
They actually smelled pretty different to me.
This one I think is Pepsi, and that one I think is Coke. Before we start drinking. Oh, there's that hint though. I think that this is Pepsi, and I think this is Coke.
Okay.
So, I think it was Starry, Sprite, Pepsi, Coke.
Yeah. So I didn't change the order at all.
So it was Sprite, Starry, Pepsi, Coke.
Yeah.
So I went 3.
You got two. You got the Cokes, right?
Really? So this was Starry.
Yep. I didn't switch the order at all.
It smells so much stronger.
Dude, I also went in. I went Sprite's gonna be more potent. It wasn't.
You know what I think the thing is? You know why I think it's not more potent?
Because it blew up?
That one might be it, and 2, they have been out for a while.
Yeah.
And I think Sprite's at its strongest when
it's from McDonald's?
Yeah, and when it's
McDonald's,
like fresh cold.
Yeah, McDonald's is just like way more potent.
Like the Sprite smells like nothing. This Starry smells like how I expect Sprite to smell.
Yeah.
And also, I thought it would be like more on the tongue.
Yeah. That's what mine was going into it. So what was your strat for the Coke versus Pepsi? Was it just your teeth? You were trying to figure it out?
There is, when you drink Pepsi, at the very end, there's like a tail hint of like cherry-ish in the flavoring.
I think that Pepsi tends to me at least, it tends to taste more like spiced. That's how I would describe it.
It's got like a little more like whatever to it.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. And I think Coke is a lot smoother. It failed me.
so yeah, for me, this was like, I had to take a deep sniff of this, but like my nose did not fail me. Mm-hmm. And I still believed, like, I went in with the same thought that Sprite would be more potent than Starry, so that's why that's why I smelled it and I was like, oh, that's got to be the Sprite. Yeah. There's no way Starry is this. Also, Pepsi always tastes flatter to me.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had Pepsi and been like, holy shit, this tastes super carbonated. So, when I got that super deep sniff, I got the little bit of, like, cherry or whatever the flavoring actually is. And so, I thought I was confident before I tasted it.
So, that smells like cherry-ish to you.
Mm-hmm. And I thought... So, I was pretty confident. It was going to be a thing where I was either going to trust my nose or my tongue. And when I first tasted it, I was like, this tastes like nothing. And then that back half came up, and my back teeth started to feel soft. So I was pretty. I did think before it came in that I was going to be better on these two
than those two.
This is the Sprite. And just pull these back. That's the Sprite and the
Coke Pepsi.
Pepsi. Then I was more confident in that than I was in this. Because I don't drink a lot of Sprite. I haven't in a long time.
I haven't either. Do you want to do a lightning sniff round?
Yeah, we should.
Okay. Do you want to do it here? Why don't you, I want to go first. Okay. I want to see if I can do it.
All right. What we're going to do is we're going to give them fresh everything. We're going to confuse his senses. Fuck.
Bro, I better not smell no burp.
We're gonna confuse his senses. He's not gonna know what to do. I'm gonna pour a little extra in just so it's actually smellable. So we're gonna mix the original cups that they were in. Okay, so. Oh my god, bro. I'll put a little extra in so you could actually
smell it a little better.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna. I don't feel very confident about this either. Okay. Okay. I think I got it. Based off of the last
The
one,
stuff that we were saying.
yeah, I'm going to say that this one is Sprite, and this one is Starry.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, I'll put this here. Okay, I'm just going to rip it.
Okay.
Coke, Pepsi.
Yeah.
100%?
4 out of 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was good.
Dude, literally what you said was exactly true.
Like you
That was cherry. I literally
That
went
smells
that
exactly
that has
like
like cherry
Coke.
in it.
That's got the hint of cherry.
And then for this one, I just went what is less potent?
Yeah, that one smells flat. And that one smells more potent. Yeah. I already pretty much did it when I did the last one, so I don't mind. But I was curious to how good. I also chugged all of them, and I poured those ones into with the Coke and the Pepsi.
Oh, really?
To try to confuse the nose.
Just try and confuse
He
me.
had it on lock, ladies and gentlemen.
It actually it wasn't
Sniffer on 10, if you will.
it was a lot easier to detect, I feel like.
I'm telling you, my nose is way more sensitive to like differences and like there's probably stuff I would smell that I would not taste the difference in.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Outsmell it. I could definitely outsmell a cheese over outtasting a cheese. I'm not like even blue cheese. Like if you put blue cheese and like cheddar in front of me, I might not be able to taste the difference, but I could smell the difference.
Do you think you could be a sommelier with like wine? You know how they're like, this is from Italy.
If I knew anything about wine, probably. I also don't like the way wine tastes.
I like
sip-
some wine.
One sip and I'm falling asleep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I maybe I just haven't had a good wine, but I'm like, I tried to drink a red wine once, and it was like it
Wasn't it?
keep me on that barefoot like fruit stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I could throw that back a little bit, but like, I don't know. I never find myself reaching for the wine, you know.
Really?
Other than to cook with.
Fair enough. I like wine. I think wine's pretty delicious, but you know, like I don't drink, so
Yeah.
I
But that's,
never
like,
have wine.
Yeah, that's so like light too. It's like even if you drink wine, as long as I don't know. Actually, I know people who are alcoholics only for wine.
Yeah.
But you could like wine for me is one of those things. It's like it's sort of normalized more than regular alcohol is. You know,
Yeah.
just having it like at a dinner with like a nice pasta or
Yeah.
steak, whatever. But yeah, I've cooked with it, but I've never. Like I've made meals and been like, oh, I wonder what wine goes good with this, and then I just never buy it anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But all right, well,
Well,
we could wrap it up there probably.
yeah, things to think about.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like I had one, but I forgot mine. You want to start?
Sure. What do we really talk about today? We're all over the place.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
took a pretty significant break. So
Yeah, I'll say this. Think about the way that your actions affect not other people, but the ecosystems around you. Okay? If you have spare income, right, and you have extra money and you like donating to causes, donate to
conservation efforts.
Donate to conservation efforts. Do what you can to reduce carbon footprint. I know, we got to blame the rich people, not us, and that's true, but still, doesn't mean you can't reduce your own if you have the ability. And do what you can to sort of support those. I'm a zoo hater. I really do hate the zoo. But if there's, conservation places around you that offer like walkthroughs or whatever, and it just sort of as a ways to support them, go to them. Take some time out of your day, go see the animals, get more in touch with nature, walk around barefoot.
Okay, nice. Get those veteran feet going.
Yeah.
No, I think for me, the thing that I'm gonna leave is
Start a frog pond.
the thing that I'm going to leave is live your life with a sense of urgency. When you think about things in the grand scheme of it, like, you don't really have that much time on Earth. Don't spend it doing the things that you don't want to. Obviously, there are things that we have to do, and, that's an important distinction. But
Not me, though. I'm unemployed.
But don't spend your life...
So donate.
Yeah. Yeah. But don't spend your life doing things that you don't want to do, especially for other people. I know so many people who are just like basically trapping themselves in a life that they don't want to live for other people. Mm-hmm. And life is way too short for that.
It's never too late to change
Yeah.
your trajectory.
Time is running out. It's urgent.